It's a small piece of fabric or metal, bolted on, often brightly colored and almost always overlooked. But this is not just a fashion statement. From the pits of motorsport to the polished chrome of car meets, the tow hook has earned its place on the front lines. It's functional, it's fierce, and what began as a track day requirement has become a badge of purpose, a blend of utility and style, still essential in racing, and still carrying a story far beyond the track.
Tow hooks started out purely as a functional piece of equipment. Their sole job was to help recover a disabled vehicle from a tricky spot on the track. They've long been a requirement in motorsports, where in the track and rally environment, it's essential for safety and race flow for quick recovery of these vehicles.
By the late 1990s, tuner culture was already booming. Crowds filled car shows, garages overflowed with parts, and tuner builds were pushing style and performance to the edge. When The Fast and the Furious hit theaters in 2001, it didn't invent the movement, but it amplified it, turning what was a thriving underground scene into a global phenomenon. Suddenly, the look and attitude of tuner culture, JDM icons, neon glow body kits, and big power were on the big screen, inspiring a new wave of enthusiasts and pushing the style deep into mainstream car culture.
So why am I talking about tow hooks today? Well, it all started a few weeks ago. I was cleaning some shelves in my garage when I found my Raceseng camera mount. This fit the tow hook from my old car. This camera mount worked great when I was filming my track day series. Having the ability to attach a camera to my front bumper allowed for some really cool shots at the racetrack. This got me thinking, it would be really nice to have the same ability with the new car. That's where this story begins. My first thought was just to buy another Raceseng tow hook. Unfortunately, the company closed in December of 2024. So I turned to my next option, and that was to find a similar tow hook and figure out a way to get my camera mount to attach to that. And after a lot of searching, I settled on this tow hook from Mishimoto. The website recommended that it would fit my car, but when it arrived, it was obvious it didn't fit my Audi. After a lot of back and forth with their support, the only option was to return the tow hook with a restocking fee. Cool. Well, without any options there, now what do I do? A normal person would have probably given up on this project by now, but if you're a fan of the channel, you'll realize I typically will try everything I can to get a solution for a problem. And in this case, trying to take a little piece of my youth and also some utility of having a camera mount on the front of my car, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna figure out a way to get this to work. After licking my wounds for a week, I decided to change tactics. I started looking for tow hooks that fit my car, regardless of if I thought there was a way to make the camera mount fit to that tow hook. My plan was to find a tow hook that fit and check the fitment guide. On O34's website, I found this tow hook. It fit my car, and it also had a fitment guide that showed that this tow hook that fit a 2024 Audi also fit a 2021 Golf R. With this knowledge, I could go maybe to eBay and find a Raceseng tow hook from 2021 for a 2021 Golf R and buy that and use that on my car. Should be a piece of cake. After a few weeks of searching eBay, one popped up. I picked it up and I got it shipped to me, and when it arrived, it looked great. Everything was there. I opened it up, checked all the parts. It looked like it had never even been installed. But unfortunately, when it arrived, it didn't fit my front bumper. I went back to that fitment guide again, and here I made a big mistake. There was an asterisk next to the fitment for the 2021 Golf R. Apparently, this tow hook fits the rear bumper of the 2021 Golf R, so it's not gonna fit my car. This is getting pretty ridiculous. Not to be deterred, I had a new plan.
Step 1, I sell the tow hook I got from eBay. Step 2, I go back to O34's website and buy the tow hook that fits my car. Then, step 3, over to Facebook Marketplace and buy a tow hook of the right color. Because if you noticed, the previous one was gray and I was really looking for a red one. I had these ideas of painting it, that wasn't gonna work out. Once I collected all the parts, next I had to figure out a way to assemble them into one tow hook. After examining each piece and part, the best way I could come up with was to drill and tap new threads in the O34 tow hook. The only problem was I don't have the special tools to do it. So step 4, I need to find a machine shop.
SPC machine.
Hi, Shane. I have a question for you about possibly getting some work done.
Thank you. Are you with any company, or is this just...
Nope, just a guy looking to see if I can find a shop to do a little bit of work so I don't have to buy all the tools. Crap.
Good afternoon.
Hi, yeah, I'm hoping you can help me with a little project I'm trying to do.
Okay, one moment, please.
I have no idea what I'm doing. So I sound like a lunatic when I call these places.
Yeah, machine chop this out.
Hi, yeah, I was hoping maybe someone could help me out with a very tiny job.
What you got?
I have a tow hook. All right, so I guess then you guys are out of the question.
Yeah, it sort of looks that way. Like I said, if it was mild steel, I don't think it'd be any problem.
Well, I appreciate the time. Thanks for the information. Have a good one. Bye.
Yep. Okay, yep, bye.
Who would have thought this would be so difficult to find?
Like the machine?
Hi, yeah, I'm calling to find out if you guys do like small custom jobs.
Hold for just a moment.
Sure.
Hello, this is Lee.
Oh, hi, Lee. I'm hoping maybe you can help me. And I'm just trying to find a local shop that has the tools and ability to kind of cut this and do it.
Yep, okay, should be able to do that. So, yeah, just stop by tomorrow morning or late morning or whatever, and we'll take a look at it.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your help. So, yeah, I'll
Okay,
stop
bye.
by tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye. Let's go! I found somebody.
The next day, I drove to Wagner Machine. I didn't really know what to expect, but once I checked in, I met Lee. Lee was the plant manager and also the person I had spoke to on the phone. Lee was awesome. While I was there, I'd mentioned to Lee that I had really struggled finding any shop willing to take on a job like this one. And Lee shared with me that he'd been in the business a long time and that 30 years ago, it wasn't that uncommon to have just machine shops popped up on every corner. But as time has gone on and they've consolidated into bigger and bigger operations, it's just really hard for a guy like me to find a shop that's willing to do this type of work. So I am super thankful for Wagner Machine and Lee and just helping me make this project become a reality. Let's get into what it takes next to make this look like a finished part.
A few weeks later, and the part was complete. It looked great. With the tow hook parts fully assembled, it's on to the next step. I need to paint the 034 part to get everything to match. I begin by sanding the part to scuff up the surface. Once sanded, I use acetone to thoroughly clean the part and remove oils or any other debris from the surface. Next step is on to self-etching primer. This will hopefully bond chemically to the metal and give the paint a good surface to stick to. After letting that dry, it's on to paint. I added a few coats and made sure that I waited the proper time between each coat. Lastly, once everything had cured, I used this automotive clear coat to seal the paint. As you can see, the part turned out great. However, despite my best efforts, the power of stainless steel could not be undone. Stainless steel is incredibly difficult to paint. In the end, the paint doesn't hold up very well. It's not super durable. The part that really is going to be a problem is the hex piece where you put a wrench. The smooth part's fine, but that piece I need to come up with a different solution. After playing around with a lot of different options, the best one I could find was Gorilla Tape. It's pretty weather resistant, and as it starts to look bad, I'm take this tow hook off once a year anyway for the weather. I can replace it then. The next step of this process is going to be installation. For some reason, the tow hook cover on this particular Audi is huge. If I simply remove the cover and install the hook, I end up with a giant hole in my bumper. So the plan here is to buy a tow hook cover just like the factory one and drill a perfectly round hole in it so the tow hook can pass through it. On a quick side note, to remove an Audi 8Y tow hook cover, press your thumb in the top left corner of the tow hook cover. While pressing, this should open a gap slightly on the right side. You can then slide a card or trim tool into that gap. While pressing on the left, you want to use that card or trim tool to pry on the right and pry straight out to open it up. If this is your first time removing the cover, don't get discouraged, it can be on there pretty tight. With the tow hook off, I move on to the next problem, and that's finding the center of this tow hook mounting hole. I use a piece of duct tape and put it over the mounting hole, and then with a punch or sharp object, I poke a hole in the center of the circle. From there, I take a Sharpie marker, poke it through the tape, and take the cap off. Next, I replace the tow hook cover, and now when I remove the tow hook cover, I have a little dot as to where the center of this hole should be drilled. Now that I have that dot, the next is to drill a small pilot hole. This is just going to help me understand where my hole drill should go. I figure out how far I need to go down this special drill bit and drill through the tow hook cover. Once the hole is drilled, I can put the cover back on and the tow hook can slide right through. And after weeks of work, it was finally done. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I'm so glad that I pressed on and kept working until I got this complete. I know this isn't a look that's for everyone, but for me, it brings back a little bit of my childhood. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.